Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're getting real about job interviews. Whether you're going for your first role or switching careers, there's something I've learned after sitting through dozens of interviews. The questions are almost always the same. In this video, I'll show you the 7 questions you'll hear in almost every interview and how to answer them confidently. I'll even give you sample answers using the STAR method where it fits. Let's jump in. Question 1. Tell me about yourself. This one always comes first. It's your first impression, so keep it professional. You've got 2 minutes, max. Sample answer. I'm a cybersecurity professional with over 10 years of experience in application security and cloud environments. I started as a network admin, moved into security engineering, and most recently, I've been leading application protection initiatives at my company. I specialize in secure SDLC, DevSecOps, and working closely with developers to build secure software from the ground up. I'm now looking to bring that experience into a role where I can drive enterprise security strategy and support larger scale transformations. Sample answer 2. I graduated with a degree in business administration and started my career in customer service. Over the years, I moved into team coordination and then operations support, where I helped streamline scheduling and reduce response times by 30%. Now I'm looking for a role where I can apply those organizational skills in a more strategic operations role. Pro tip: don't talk about your dog, your favorite TV shows, or where you went on vacation. This is a work bio, not a personal story. Question 2. Why do you want this job? Generic answers won't cut it here. Show them you've done your research. A sample test. I've been following your company's work in the fintech security space, especially your recent open source initiative on API threat detection. That really caught my attention because it aligns perfectly with my background in securing APIs and building CI/CD integrated security pipelines. I'm excited about the opportunity to contribute to a company that values innovation and security maturity. Another sample answer. What stood out to me is how much your company emphasizes internal growth. I saw your LinkedIn post about promoting from within, and that aligns with my long-term career goals. Plus, the role itself fits really well with my background in team support and project coordination. Customize this answer with a real project, product, or news article from the company's site or press coverage. Question 3. How do you handle stress or pressure? This is where the STAR method shines. Don't say, I stay calm. Give them a story. Sample STAR answer. At my company, we had a major product release scheduled the same week a critical vulnerability was discovered in a third-party library. As the lead security engineer, I had to coordinate a fix while still keeping the release on track. I pulled in the dev and QA teams for a same-day triage call, reprioritized the release backlog, and created a secure patch that could be tested in parallel. I also kept leadership updated every 2 hours. The issue was resolved within 24 hours, and the product launched on time with zero impact to customers. Another sample STAR answer. At my last job, we had a client cancel last minute, and our team had to reassign all resources for a tight deadline quickly. I needed to reorganize schedules for 3 teams to make sure we still delivered on time. Of course, I created a priority matrix, adjusted timelines, and communicated changes to the entire team within 2 hours. We delivered the project ahead of the new deadline, and the client actually complimented our response under pressure. What they want to hear? You stay composed, communicate well, and act quickly under pressure. Question 4. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Be honest but strategic, especially with weaknesses. Strength example. One of my strengths is proactive communication. I found that getting ahead of misalignment early, especially in cross-functional security projects, can prevent 90% of issues. In my last role, I started a weekly security check-in with dev leads that reduced security bugs slipping into prod by 40%. Weakness example. A weakness I've worked on is overcommitting. Earlier in my career, I said yes to everything, which led to burnout. Now, I use workload tracking tools and prioritize on business risk, which helps me say yes more strategically. Key. Show that your weakness is real, not fake, and that you're actively improving it. Question 5. Tell me about a conflict at work. This is another star story moment. They're not testing if you've had conflict. They're testing your maturity in handling it. Sample star answer. In one role, a dev lead pushed back on a WAF rule I created because it was breaking an app feature. I needed to ensure the app stayed secure, but we also couldn't block critical functionality. I scheduled a working session with the dev and QA team to dig deeper. We fine-tuned the rule using regex to target the specific vulnerability without breaking functionality. I also documented the fix in our internal knowledge base for future reference. The rule stayed in place, the feature worked, and the dev team started looping me in earlier in their planning process. Tip: focus on resolution, not the drama. Focus on how you resolved it, not how wrong someone else was. Question 6. What are your salary expectations? This one can feel awkward, but if you prepare, you'll come off confident and informed. Sample answer. Based on my research on Glassdoor and considering my experience in application and cloud security, I'd expect a range between $130,000 and $145,000, but I'm open to discussing based on the total compensation and role expectations. Tip: let them bring up numbers first if possible, but always come with a range backed by research. Never say I'm open to anything. Always do your homework and have a range. Question 7. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? They're testing your ambition and whether it aligns with the company. This isn't a trap. They want to know if you're thinking ahead and if you plan to stick around. Sample answer. In 5 years, I'd love to be in a leadership role within a security program, mentoring younger engineers and driving organization-wide security strategy. I'm looking for a company that invests in career growth, and I see a real opportunity to build that future here. Show that your goals support their business goals. And before we wrap up, here are some pro tips that make all the difference. Stick to professional stories. Personal stuff can wait. Use the STAR method whenever they ask, "How did you handle X?" Never trash talk a previous job. Research the company, their products, culture, and news. Use real stats when talking about achievements. Always send a thank you email the next day. One follow-up after a week is enough. Don't spam them. If this helped you prep for your next interview, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-world career tips. Drop a comment below. What's the toughest interview question you've ever been asked? I'll respond with tips to help.